Right.
With your bid, okay? Try and get that. So we've gotten our base information. We've gotten our hour meter reading. We've got our serial number. We know how many links there are in the chain. We know what our track pad width is, and we've gotten our link number. As you can see, we're working from this way down. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to take a link height. We're going to take our link height. We're going to take our track pad width, and we are going to take our link height. This is Hector's kit. I don't know why there's some of my stuff in here, but all right. In order to do that, what we're going to do is all we have to do is to get our link height. One of the things that's really important here when you're doing this function is you want to make sure that the box section of the chain is clean. You have to make sure that your pro, this part, is going to be touching the bottom of the track shoe. If this is filled with mud or filled with dirt, we're not going to get a good reading. Anybody that works in a landfill, anybody that is in that where you have to take that I cannot overemphasize being very, very careful of where you put your hands. If you're working in a landfill application, always wear gloves because you never know what you're going to get into. I've worked in landfills already where I've been working right alongside it, and I look and I'll see a hypodermic needle or something. You've got to be careful. If that stuck me, who knows what could have been the outcome of that. But we're going to measure our link height. We're going to look to make sure our box section is clean. What I've carried for years, and if you PSRs carry a small shovel. We have military shovels that are small with the small handle and the little pick end of it because you want this box section clean and you don't have a lot of room to work. So we're going to put the probe on here. It's a simple operation. Make sure that our bar is flat up against the bottom of the link. Then all we do is make sure it's there, tighten it up, take our measurement here to here, and that's going to be our link height. Very simple. It's not it. One of the things about a chain is it will wear consistently. So there's no sense. Some people will. Somebody asked me one time how long it takes me to measure the bottom of a tractor. And I told him it totally depends on who's watching me do it. Okay? If no one is there watching me do it, I'll go through it pretty fast. If the owner of the machine is watching me do it, this is what
¿Cómo que verdad?
No, pues a veces.
¿Cómo?
Looks like 4123 to me. Yeah. What's 4123? Oh, never mind. It's an internal thing. Make up as much as you want. You got to make it look good, okay? But the basic thing is get it all done. But if somebody's watching you, make them look like they're getting the money's worth. All right. We've already done this now. We've measured our link height. We've got our link height. This link height, remember something. If you look at these bottom rollers, you can't get at these bottom rollers with a caliper. So we are going to have to use that method I talked to you yesterday about putting something in there and measuring from here to the track pad and subtracting our link height. So this link height is very important. As you go along, write things down. Don't commit anything to memory. Write it down. If there's a question of say, well, that just doesn't seem right, do it again, measure it again. But make your test. So now we've got this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our grouser height.
Como nosotros acá.
And to take the grouser height,
Sí, lo sé.
what we want to do, you can see this is the end of the grouser is down a little bit. It edges down. This is called a square corner track shoe with a little bit of a bevel to it. So you want to move in a little bit from the end of the track shoe. So we put it here, we lay it across here, like that. Make sure that our probe is in the center and there's nothing, it's not going to, nothing bent that's going to give us a false reading. Make sure that it's flat on there. Lock it down. Take it off. Take our measurement and write it down. So, we have that. Some people will measure the thickness of the track shoe. I don't worry about the thickness of the track shoe because the specification of the track shoe is not going to stop the tractor. This is going to determine whether the track pad gets changed or not. I said that to say this. Make it as easy on yourself as you possibly can. Remember, you're in this, you've got time working against you. You have to maximize the amount of information you gather in a minimum amount of time. So you don't have a lot of time to, you don't do things that aren't necessary. Make it as easy on yourself as you can. Just like, for an example, if you're going out, if you're called to diagnose a problem on the bottom of a tractor.
Excuse me, I miss a form when, for example, for this model, and you can write the information and put in the Komatsu form.
Yes.
I miss now for put the information that we measured.
Okay.
Usamos un formulario donde vamos tiqueando.
No, but the Komatsu form for this model, for example.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah, but I miss now to show the other people where.
Oh, you don't. We don't have. Are you showing that I don't have one?
Yeah.
If you.
No, I echo de menos.
If you have it,
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't have one with me. I don't have a form. I don't have a form with me. I will use anything that I can. I don't necessarily lock myself into using a form because of the fact that I don't always have access to them. So the main thing is you're not gonna be doing all your figuring on percent worn right here. You're gonna be doing it, someplace else. So whatever you use, if you're used to using the form, continue to use the form. If you need the form, have some made or order them from us. Whatever's easiest for you. I never started out using a form because when I started out, we didn't have forms available to us. So that's the way that I started out. Okay, so we've got this, we've got our link height. Next thing we're going to do is very important. We are going to check our bushing diameter. Now, we're going to use this. I think we'll be able to use this one, I hope. I think so. I'm just testing this just to see. This is not what I'm working with yet. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, now, generally speaking, if everything in the chain is okay, the bushing is going to wear on the bottom. The first thing that you want to check, once you've turned a bushing, once a bushing has been turned, you can't measure it manually. It just goes to destruction.
Yeah.
So, okay? So what I always do is I've gotten in the habit of feeling the bushing to see if it's been turned. The way that you can tell it's been turned, this sprocket will only cover about that much of the bushing. You'll have about that much, a little bit of the bushing on either side where the sprocket has been coming in contact with it, where it will build a ridge. If you reach on top of that bushing and you feel a ridge on the end, that bushing has been turned. Don't worry about measuring it. This, of course, is new. So the bushing hasn't been turned. So make sure that your bushing is clean. Make sure that you have to have one end of the probe on new material on the top. You have to have this on the wear side. I do two things when I'm measuring a bushing. I feel it and I listen to it. Okay? I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'll get one down here where it's closer. Can you hear that?
Yes.
If I can push my caliper up against the the worn material on that bushing, if I can put it in here and feel the drag, I want it, remember, we're looking for the most, always remember, you're looking for the most worn area of anything, whether it's a link or a shoe or a roller, whatever it is, you're always looking for the most worn area. Now, this, and I'll tighten this up just a little bit. That's going to be just about right. A little teeny bit. You want just a little bit of a drag on it, and just a little bit, just so that you can hear, just so that you can hear it squeaking in there. There. Then you take and measure that. You measure this, and that's going to be your bushing outside diameter. The next thing is, and I can see in here, Hector's kit doesn't have a, if you can wait a minute, this is very important. I'm going to have to run up and get a large caliper, okay?
Okay.
Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.